If you clicked on this video, chances are you are someone with a bunch of different passions who is super enthusiastic about life and all of the parts of it. But because of that, you kind of struggle to narrow down which career you should choose. Maybe you're someone who knows about the term multi-passionate, or maybe for you it's new. Either way, you are someone with lots of different interests. And so if that is you, you are in the right place. In this video, we're going to explore what being multi-passionate actually is. And then most importantly, if that is you, we're going to break down a plan for how you can actually start to combine and narrow down your passions while also honoring them into one cohesive career so that you can actually move forward. My name is Mabel and I help passionate, awesome, neurodivergent women change career so that they can feel excited about what they do and actually look forward to Monday. So let's do this. So let's see if this is you. You have a notebook full of hundreds of different career ideas, from being a death doula to being a policeman to being a graphic designer, and you're so naturally curious. Maybe you're someone who is neurodivergent. There's a lot of correlation between neurodivergent thinkers and multi-passionate people. Or maybe you're just someone who thinks you could be neurodivergent and you're insatiably curious. And maybe you're someone who is in a job right now that isn't necessarily terrible, but also isn't what you love and isn't what you're interested in, really, and isn't what you want to be in for the rest of your life. So today we're going to start by what being multi-passionate actually is, and then we're going to move into how you can approach your career if that's you. So, multi passionate isn't really a word that you're going to find in an old school dictionary, but it is a term that's becoming more and more widely accepted. And it basically means someone who has multiple passions, who is interested in a lot of different things. And so, key characteristics of being someone who is multi passionate are that you are insatiably curious, you have a wide variety of interests, you thrive on variety, and maybe you struggle with choosing just one career path. And maybe you struggle with societal expectations. Because here's the thing, society values people who specialize. And as a multi passionate person, that can be really frustrating because you're like, I don't want to specialize in just one thing. I don't want to be just a math teacher for my whole life. That sounds kind of boring. There's so many cool things in the world, and I want to get to experience lots of these things, not just one. So, if that is you, here is my top tip. Instead of feeling like you have to eliminate all of your passions except one in your career and just move forward with one of them, I want you to think about how you can integrate your passions into one cohesive career, how you can combine multiple passions into one career path that makes sense. And I really think when you get to do this, you have the best of both worlds because you get to kind of specialize in a thing in your career, which is really good for earning potential, but you also get to bring in multiple different things. And so, what we're going to walk through in this video is that tool of integration, how you can combine multiple passions in your career. And then for the passions that it just you can't combine in your career right now, we're going to talk about how you can explore them in your personal life so that you can have this variety of passions in your life and feel fulfilled while also having a really cool career. So, the way that I recommend all of my clients do this is by doing something called a self discovery. Now, self discovery is a really great career clarity tool, and it is a process where you put all of the puzzle pieces on the table. Okay. You pull out all of your passions, all of the things you enjoy doing, all of the skills that you're good at. And then you also pull out the kind of lifestyle pieces, like how do you want to live, I call them. And you explore, parts of your personality and how your personality might impact your career. Okay. So you get all of these puzzle pieces out, and you do that by brainstorming as many things as you can for these four categories. Things I love, that's your passions, what lights you up. Things I'm good at. These are skills, learned or natural, that you enjoy doing. That is really important. Don't bother putting spreadsheets in there if you freaking hate doing spreadsheets. I don't want you to have a career in spreadsheets if you hate them. And then how you want to live. So, are you desperate to work remote, or do you really want to work around people and be energized in a team? Do you want to make sure you have paid PTO, or do you want to be able to work from anywhere in the world? Super important things, for a fulfilling career. And then the final category you're going to brainstorm is your personality. Are you introverted? Are you extroverted? Are you bubbly? Are you focused? Tell me about your personality, because that's also going to inform the kind of career you're going to have. So once you have brainstormed these four categories, there's a training down below that walks you through this in a little bit more detail. But for now, once you've brainstormed these four categories, then you're going to look at the whole brainstorm. And I want you to then pull out the things that you love the most. I want you to pull out the most important pieces from the self discovery. Okay. So typically what that looks like is, it looks like looking at, I call them brainstorm boards. So looking at your brainstorm boards where you have all these puzzle pieces and pulling out the 5 to 10 most important things from each category. And then I want you to explore how you could combine your top passions and skills into one cohesive career. For example, if some of your top passions are the outdoor industry, designing products, and solving problems, maybe you could build this career idea for being a product designer in the outdoor industry. Or maybe if some of your top passions are connecting with people, creativity, and storytelling, maybe you could create a career as a creative marketer in an industry that you really enjoy. Or if you're someone who is really passionate about technology and you're also really passionate about education, maybe you could combine those two things to be someone who is really well suited to work in the ed tech industry. So the question here is, how could you combine your different passions to make you actually a really amazing fit in a certain role? And then with those passions that you weren't able to fit into a kind of cohesive career, what your job is to do is to just think, okay, am I okay with that not being part of my career? Am I okay with those careers maybe being part of my personal life instead? And then you just think about how you can include those passions in your personal life. So, for example, if you choose that outdoor product designer example, maybe that's what you aim to do in your career or something similar to that. And then in your personal life, maybe one of your other biggest passions is pottery or being physically active. So, as part of your hobbies, you join a run club and you paint pottery. I want you to allow yourself to think big here, okay? Go as big as you can, combine things in a way that is creative as possible. And then, if you actually connect with any of those ideas that you've created and you start to get really excited about them, then go out in the world and start connecting with people and start figuring out if you could actually make that career happen. So, I hope this was helpful. There are lots of different ways that you can run your career as a multi passionate person. And in the training below, there is more information on that. I give a couple different ideas to how you could run a multi passionate career. This is one way, it's my favorite way, the integration way, but there are other ways too. So, if you're interested in that, go ahead and download that free training. And if you want one on one support in your own career change, if you want someone to support you through every step of the process to make it happen, go ahead and book a free discovery call with me below. And on that call, we're going to chat about you. We'll chat about where you're actually at in your career journey, what support you actually need, and then we'll make a plan to move forward. Thanks so much for being here. I hope this was super helpful, and I'll see you again soon.